Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and this is another WWE tier list. First off, we've been trying to do for all of May. We did pretty much nothing but WWE content or like wrestling content in general. So I'm gonna try to do that all of June also because it just seems like I'm having a lot of fun. We're getting a lot of people talking about it. We also got a new series for 2K if you're into like simulation type wrestling that is going on every Wednesday. Should be on the channel already with some of them filmed up, but go hit there. It's interactive. If there's wrestlers you like or wrestlers that you want to maybe join, there's a lot of stuff in there. So if you like 2K, I think it's going to be a pretty good thing for you. But yeah, so today's theme is tag teams that are currently going, and where do we want to see them go from here? Some of them are kind of on the rocks, and some of them are just all over the place. So we're going to go from there. So first up, we got A Town Down Under. I honestly like the combination of the two. I think they're gonna break up. I don't know when it's gonna happen. I know they are currently champs, but I'm gonna put them in that category. I don't really think you need to push them because they're already champions, but I think they, as a tag team, still have a lot that still be around, and then eventually when I think you get like Austin Fury having a face turn, I think that will really, cement and get them more over, both of them, honestly. Next up, we get the Alpha Academy. We're already currently seeing them break up. I definitely think we need to see them break up. I mean, I still want Chad to take over the Creed brothers, work with them and do all that. And I think Otis on his own, with who it's left of Alpha Academy, could possibly, maybe Otis will join Sammy or something, and they could do something. I don't know. It kind of leaves Otis out in the air, so hopefully he can find something or they have an idea for him. That's the only problem with like having certain tag teams break up, that sometimes you're heavily reliant on your partner, and that's not always great. Next up, we got the Awesome Truth. Yeah, I mean they're champs currently. I would keep saying that the be champs, and they should stay a tag team. I think they bounce off really well together. Obviously, R-Truth's like doing the best gimmick work of his life right now, so you just keep helping him because I mean Miz can really sit up there and help him the same. So I hope that they keep doing it. Next up, I don't think they really even have technically. It's just Nathan Frazier and Axiom. I don't think they have like a tag team name. Um, they are the tag team champs down there. I think you should continue to push them. I mean, they seem to be pretty solid. Axiom does some crazy stuff. Nathan Frazier's pretty technically sound. Just keep going. I have a feeling they might drop the title soon to the Good Brothers, but if not, I'm cool with that too because they've been doing great. Next up is Chase U. I don't really know what the mid card fit is. Maybe it's just more of like stay together. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll put that in for Chase U. I think like it kind of fits really well with what their whole premise is, and it being like a university, being down in the minor leagues or whatever you want to call like the developmental. So I think they should still stay there, even if they end up like having the people graduate. And I think it should just be kind of a gimmick, almost lifetime. I think it would work out pretty well. So hopefully we see more of that. Next up, we got the Creed brothers. As I was saying, if they turn heel with Chad Gable, I definitely think that should be pushed to the moon. Even possibly knock out a title. If it's not that, then I don't really know. I mean, I don't feel like you really should break them up yet. Obviously, I think both of them will have great careers on their own because I think they're both talented wrestlers. But right now, just push them. I mean, I think they were getting that good push, and I don't know what derailed that as much, but hopefully they can continue. Next up, we got the family. Um, I don't know. It's not really a good gimmick to me, but I can't see them necessarily on their own. So I'm gonna say stay together for the time being. I think they still got a little bit of story to tell, and I think once you get more and more men's talent at the top of the card in NXT, they could definitely use that to help with it. Like the breaking them up or something. Then we got DIY. We kind of had inklings that sometimes they're gonna break up. I still like them together. I'm gonna say stay together. I don't really know if they're gonna get a push. I wouldn't mind if they had the titles for a little bit too. The problem is like with the splitting titles, there's more leeway for them to do some more stories. But there's a lot of tag teams, so I don't know if we'll get all of them in time. So I'm hoping with DIY we'll see something where they get pretty close. I wouldn't mind if they get the titles. That's basically what I'm saying. Next is the Final Testament. They seem to be all over the place with going after Xavier Woods and stuff. I'm intrigued though. Yeah, I really am. I'm really wanting to see what they do. Um, I would say just keep them together. I don't think they really necessarily need to be pushed towards the title race, but I definitely want to see what this does. I really want to see what they're doing. Next up, we got Gallus. Honestly, it's like kind of just I don't really I haven't really jived with their stuff down there. I don't even know what really to say, but I haven't really cared too much. I guess break them up. I don't really know, to be honest, on that one. It's kind of one of those things. Next up, we got Imperium. Honestly, I think getting another member would be great, even if it's not Dragunov, because it wouldn't make necessarily logical sense. But I think that they could find somebody in there to fill in or something. Because I mean, I don't know. It just feels like it's missing something at least because it's just kind of just Ludwig working with Gunther. It's not really a tag team. So I'll say stay together for now. Maybe adding something would be great. We got the Judgment Day. I mean, obviously we're seeing them kind of get pulled apart, and that story I think will be good. So I'm gonna say break them up because that whenever that story is that they're gonna be cooking with them breaking up, I think it's gonna be really good, and I'm excited to see it. Next up, we have God, I forgot what they call him, but it's Santos Escobar's group. I think they should stay together. I don't think they necessarily should be pushed yet. I think they still have a lot to prove, like Angel Garza and Herberto. Like they just don't win enough, and they don't really get enough time out there to really show what they got. So just stay together. LWO, which is funny that Santos is also in this picture. I'm gonna say with the LWO that I mean it seems to work out for the people inside of it. I don't think they really have anybody to rival. I mean, I guess it's the Judgment Day right now, but um, I don't really see that be. I think that's very one sided. I don't see it really changing much, but we'll put stay together. Next up is Metaphor. I personally like Metaphor. Like they seem to work really well down in NXT. I wouldn't mind if Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend get pushed. I think that would be a pretty good aspect to their fame. I think pushing them to as a legitimate tag team or just even as single stars, I think would be really good, and it would help the whole entire organization. Then we got what is this? The No Catch Republic, because I know there's like the quarter catch, all that. See, that's the no quarter catch crew, and that's the catch Republic. I don't even know. I think they're a pretty solid tag team. I keep them together, but I don't really care to see the title on them. We've had a couple like bigger matches with them, and they never really were over of being like, okay, let's put the titles on them. But at least they show up and put on some good matches. So I think they should stay together for that. Then we got the New Day. I really personally like the New Day a lot. I don't think they really know what to do with the New Day. To me, just for the time being, even if they reignite, I think you should break them up. I think that's where they're kind of going with maybe Xavier turning on Kofi. I feel like rivalry could really help both of them to a certain extent because of you could base it off of Xavier finally getting in his head that he really wanted to do some single stuff and that the New Day prevented him from doing that and that both Big E and Kofi got to do stuff. I mean, there could be something there that could feed a bigger rivalry, give them both more screen time, if they're comfortable doing that. Not necessarily eventually, like eventually they can get them back together or even have like a spot where Big E comes back just to get them back together, even if he's not wrestling. Um, Something like that could really, I think give them the good spotlight, and you could get a good match and even like a PLE match between the two. So I think break them up. I think it overall be a good story. No quarter catch crew. I honestly don't know. They're not anything uh super crazy or I feel like I'm missing out. So I'm just gonna put them and break it up again. Maybe them separately will be a little bit more. but it hasn't worked for me. Then we got the OC. I think they're pretty much already broken up. So I'll put them up there. The Good Brothers on their own. AJ Styles on his own. Mia Yim all on her own. So I guess that's kind of how that goes. What is that? Is it stuck in the mud? Stay in the mud? I don't know. They're not bad. I mean, I'd say stick them together. That you never know what's gonna happen. Next up, we got Pretty Deadly. I like them to stay together. I feel like they need like a third member. I feel like somebody like that's in more of a leader role. I think would definitely help. I remember like somebody saying like Seth Rollins would be a great one. It'd be like Pretty Freaking Deadly. That one always gets stuck in my head. I know when like Tyler Breeze, that would have been a good person. Um, possibly there could be somebody out there I think that would really help them, and I think it would be good. Next up, we got Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. I believe they should take one of the championship things. I think they're a good team. I think they're kind of a super team, and then you could have if they eventually do turn on each other or something. Um, that would be a good rivalry just in itself. I think I think you got a good thing by having them win the title, especially off of A Town Down Under. So I would like to see that happen. I definitely think it's on a higher priority than some of the other ones. Next up, you got the Pride. I think they're still kind of in their infancy of like where they're gonna go. So I say stick together. Not necessarily push yet because I feel like they still have some problems, and if Lashley's hurt, that kind of derails a lot of it. But I guess we'll see. Um, I don't know if they even have a tag team name. They're kind of newer in NXT. I'm gonna put them in stay together. I don't remember even if they have a name. Then we got the Witches, the Unholy Union. I like them a lot. They're just not doing anything with them. I'm gonna say push because I want them to be pushed. If they're not gonna get pushed, I think they should break them up and put them in single stars so they can actually maybe get some good things. I mean, they just showed them recently on Raw, so hopefully this kind of a thing that we're gonna get some action. Next up, we get the Viking Raiders. Probably like a year ago, if you showed me this, I'd be like, oh, just keep them together. They're fine. But Ivar's done so good on his own, and it sucks that if he's hurt, I'm not even sure if that's real or not. So I would say break them apart because Ivar's been great on his own. I just think he needs a gimmick to fall into himself, even if it's just a lone Viking, would be better than nothing. And then we got the old NXT champions. They're already broken up, so I'll put them and break it up because I think that's just how it goes. And yeah, those are my rankings. Tell me what you guys think or what you guys would do differently. Um, I feel like our tag divisions are starting to be good. I mean, we just with the ones that I feel like can even be breaking up, like Alpha Academy and New Day and even Judgment Day. Those are all big storylines that they'll be able to get and feed months of content off of. So it'll be worth those breaking up, and then even with some of it going better or with new stuff that sprouts from it. So I'm excited. I think this is like one of the strongest times that all the tag divisions have been pretty good. So I just realized we don't have Jade and Bianca again. That's the only other tag team I could think of, and Damage Control's not even on here either. I guess they're factions because like for Bianca and Jade, they should definitely break up at some point because that will be a great rivalry, which I think is eventually what they'll do. And Damage Control, I just say stay together for the time being because too many people are hurt and they don't know what they're doing. So we'll have to see where the hell that goes. But until next time, bye guys.